All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises due to the Most High. And there's a scripture that says, "Blessed are they that mourn, for they will be comforted." And so I think of that scripture when I think about the family of our dear brother Javion Magee, who was found tied to a tree with the rope around his neck last year. September the 11th, 2024, in Henderson, North Carolina. And while we have found out through several means and extensive research that, his death was not self-unalivement, but it was the result of being beaten, lynched, and possibly even robbed by some people down there in Henderson, North Carolina. So I just wanted to take a break from all of the things that, I've been sharing. A lot of violence going on, white on black violence, white on white violence, police brutality, and all of those things. I just wanted to take a minute to remember our brother. And, my prayers and condolences are still with the family of Javion Magee. And, this channel covered that story for about a good 3 months straight. And so, hopefully I have his mother or father on, maybe later tonight or tomorrow. But I just wanted to take this time, to honor the life of the young truck driver. He was a truck driver who made a stop in Henderson. Stopped at a Walmart, dropped his load. Then he went and parked at the TNR trucking mechanic shop. And after he left there, it was said that he got into an argument with the people who were there, who told him he couldn't park there. Then he went to a store. He went to a couple of other places, went and tried to get a room. And then, he evidently went back to that truck place, and his body was found the next morning. And police tried to say it was unalivement, but we've uncovered, like I said, several things. So what I want to do real quick is I'm just going to play a little bit about this story. If you didn't hear about the story, I'm going to play certain videos that we've done to highlight this. But this first video or excerpt is the initial post from his cousin on TikTok that initially alerted the public to what was going on with him. And shout out to all of y'all who are already in here, man. Make sure y'all like and share the video. Sasha Fierce, love you too. But this was the first post that was made that got the public made the public aware of it. And then, a couple of days later, the news started coming out with some narrative. But just check this out, and she gives you a little bit about what happened to our dear brother.
I would have never thought I had to make this kind of post on my TikTok, but my family desperately needs your help. This is my little cousin, Javion Magee. He's from Chicago, Illinois. He was 21 years old and would have been 22 in a few weeks. He was found from a tree in Henderson, North Carolina yesterday. He drove trucks, so that was his reason for even being out there. The police officers are trying to say that he went to Walmart and purchased the rope himself. We obviously don't believe that, and we are just asking for your help to push his story out there. This isn't covered on any local platform. No news stations, radio, none of that. So we're trying to push it out there. We really need your help. The police officers in the coroner's office are giving us a hard time, not allowing his mom to identify the body. At one point, they told her she can't identify the body due to COVID. And then the next day, today, they told her the father has to give her permission for that, which he said that he would. She asked if they could send her pictures at least. They told her yes, and then turned around and told her, "Oh, I don't think that you want to see your son like that." Come on. Like, this is just very devastating for my family, and we really, 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 really need to push this story out there. So if y'all could please repost this video, keep saying his name, Javion Magee, hashtag justice for Javion, and we are going to fight for him, and we are standing behind my cousin 100%, and they're not getting away with it. So please share this video. Thank you.
All right, and so that video, I think it came out about September the 13th, 14th, 15th, somewhere in there. And at the time I was in Virginia, and I looked up Henderson, North Carolina, and I said, well, I can take a detour because the story just grabbed me because how passionate the young lady was, and the fact that that story didn't get a lot of coverage. So what I did on the way home from Virginia is I stopped through Henderson, North Carolina, and I went to the scene, talked to people about it, see what they were saying about it. And I also went to the police department to get the police report, just to see what they said about this. And so real quick, I'm going to play a little bit of that when I went to that scene and when I went to Henderson real quick, so you guys can see a little bit about what we found out. When they found it was shot.
They thought he was drunk or something. They trying to wake him up. The guy was cutting grass. And he saw he won't move himself.
But he won't hang it from a tree.
No,
he won't hang it. He was just sitting
on the ground. His body was sitting on the ground. He was leaning against the tree and his butt touching the ground.
Laid up beside these two little trees right here. Now, if you see these trees, there's no possible way that somebody can hang themselves from these trees. Now, the guy told me that the body was sitting propped up with his butt on the ground and a rope tied around his neck.
My first time coming here, back here.
Okay.
But I do park up there right beside the flatbed right there when I come in on the weekend. I'm going to be honest, man, I really don't know, but I can confirm one thing.
What's that?
Henderson is not a sundown team.
Okay. Have you?
I feel like it's racism. I feel like what they're saying right now is it's not even believable. I don't think this. I think racism is still out here because I've had my mishappenings with Henderson. I done been called all kinds of N-words. I even went to a white church that they told me that they don't help my kind. So I still think it's racism.
Wow. When was this?
This was recently. I reached out for help because me and my kids was going through something, and they told me they don't help our kind.
Get to the bottom of it and get justice for him and his family. Also, I feel like if whoever's a detective on his case, if they do their job, they will get to the bottom of it. It doesn't take somebody with a degree or a rocket scientist to know, okay, track that man's GPS in his truck, backtrack.
Okay.
That's all you got to do. Like, his GPS will tell you the whole story, and nowadays everybody got cameras. You're not going to tell me there's no cameras on that road. They can go pull somebody's camera right now.
Oh.
And the sheriff out here, he's a black man of color, and I'm pretty sure he knows about the past, about the law enforcement out here, as far as who used to be might have been KKK members and stuff like that, whatnot. So, and I don't even believe I would say it's hard to believe that they'll be stupid enough to do something like that.
Okay.
It's hard to believe that they'll be stupid enough. Anybody stupid enough to unalive, somebody black in this days and age, knowing just the character of our people.
All right. So that was a little bit of the people that I talked to. And that gave me a lot of insight on the city of Henderson. As you heard the last brother speak, talking about the KKK. And, as I began to look into the town and the city, that whole area, the Vance County area, the Franklin County, the Warren County, they have a law in Oxford County, or Granville County, they have a long history of racism. So when we begin to dive into this case, we saw a lot of inconsistencies. Actually, that first brother that I talked to, he was on the scene when Javion was found. He worked for the company. And we later found out that the people who were on the scene and found him, one guy actually called, and I'm going to try to find that video. One guy actually called in and admitted that Javion was beat at that scene. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about the scene, because where we were is a place called TNR Truck Stop. And we looked up the TNR Truck Stop, and we found that, many of them, had ties to, suspected racism, KKK. And, one guy told me when I first went, or the second time I went, he said that there was a KKK bar right around the area in which I went to, and that bar was called TNR Bar. And so we automatically assumed that the TNR Trucking and the TNR Bar were owned by the same individuals. And so that kind of put us in the mind, okay, well, if the TNR Bar is a racist bar, and we actually, had somebody go to that bar, we pulled up pictures, and they had a lot of Confederate flags in the bar, and they actually had some they called them ghosts, but they were some effigies hanging up by ropes. And so but the TNR trucking company, when I went in there, they did not really want to talk to me. He came out, I gave him my card. She instantly said, okay, well, we're not going to talk to you. Found out that the same lady who don't talk to me had Magee's cousin, one of his relatives, that she had seen Javion Magee park and walk across the street to the store. However, later they said that they had never seen Javion Magee. So that let us know right there that there was something going fishy with this particular place. But let me show you that I found, when we were visiting the place. After talking to Malcolm, I'm gonna let you hear a little bit about what he said real quick. With my man Malcolm, he said he works right next door to 285 Vanco Mill, where Javion Magee was found. And so we're gonna let you point, like, where was his body found at?
Below the travel truck to the left in the wooded area.
Okay.
He can be seen from the road if you really look.
He can be seen. So was you at work when it was found? When he was found?
Yeah, I was at work when the guy next door was cutting grass. He the one found the body.
Okay. About what time was it?
About it's after 10:30, quarter to 11.
About 10:30. So what was everybody's reaction when they found him? It was shocked.
He thought he was drunk or something. They were trying to wake him up. The guy was cutting grass. And he saw he won't move. So.
But he won't hang it from a tree. No, he won't hang it. He was just sitting
on the ground. His body was sitting on the ground. He was leaning against the tree and his butt was touching the ground.
Oh, okay. But did he have a rope over his neck?
A rope around his neck, yeah.
Around his neck, but he won't hang it.
He won't hang it, no.
Okay. Appreciate it, man. I thank you. And you said you've been working there for what, 24 years?
Yeah, 24 years, yeah.
And you work right next door to it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Appreciate your time, my brother.
All right, man.
All right. So we back right here at the scene with my brother who actually made a discovery. If y'all remember that they said that Mr. Magee went into Walmart and he purchased a blue rope, right? And so here we see pieces of a blue rope that's shredded right here. And where's the other piece, my brother, at?
It's right there, yeah.
And so this is...
It's leading.
It's leading right to where he was found. So here's another piece of the shredded blue rope. Now we're going to walk right here to where he was found. And this is right outside of, once again, the first place I showed you guys on the live. This is the trailer stop. And a gentleman told me that while a person was cutting the grass, and if you now right there, if you look, if you got it, so we're gonna stop it right there. But that was also a a fishy thing, because we saw those ropes leading, almost to the tree, which leads us to believe that he probably was dragged after being unalive at a different location, because right after that, a couple of days after that, a picture began to surface, and we're going to show. Let me see if I can find that picture, because there was a picture that looked like Javion Magee was sitting on the ground, and he was in police custody. Let me pull that video up. And after, and this is what they kept saying. This is how they kept trying to justify that he unalived himself, because they kept showing this video saying that he bought a rope from Walmart. Just let me pull this up real quick. But, later a picture surfaced of him looking like he's standing in between where he's seen some officers, and those officers look to be, thinking about, okay, what was we going to do with them? And I'm going to play this real quick. This is the video that they made to paint the narrative of him, buying a rope, and then, his body being found with the rope tied around his neck. If you see him, he looks normal. Even as he's walking out the door, you see him kind of, throwing the rope in the air, like he's just happy-go-lucky, switching it from side to side. He has a receipt in his hand. And some people actually feel like he's showing that rope to somebody that asked him to buy it. And a lot of people have analyzed this video as well. They said that it looked like, possibly as you see him walking across the parking lot, it looks like somebody was possibly following him. Now, we don't see him soon as he gets out the store. And some people even said that, the rope, Richard, let me stop sharing that. The rope wasn't even in his hand. But this is the picture I'm going to show you. This is the picture that surfaced that had people looking and speculating that, our brother was in the police custody before he was found. Or taking from the website or the social media site of Prophet PI. This picture was, I guess, sent to him by someone. Now, that is the picture, that a lot of people have analyzed, and they see through the silhouette between those two officers. Between those two officers right there, that looks like a person sitting on the ground. He's facing the car. That's why you see his shadow or his reflection in the door of that car. And you actually see feet, looks like feet in between those officers. So a lot of people feel that, he was unalived the night before. And that's why, I feel that maybe he was dragged to that particular location. And that would explain the rope being shredded. And here is that particular bar. Let me show you that bar. And this is the bar that is called the T&R Lounge. Now, he was found at the T&R Trucking. No evidence ever showed up as well. But so he was found at the T&R Trucking, but this is that TR's Lounge bar that I was talking about. You see the Confederate flag outside flying high. You also see a Confederate flag right there in the window. And you can't mistake that right there. Then we actually got some pictures of inside the bar. That is, and mind you that this bar is not that far from where Javion was found. But you see that Confederate flag right there. You see a big Confederate flag right there. You see a Confederate flag in the window right there, and just everybody. And of course, you don't see any black people. Another Confederate flag angle. And let's see this one. And so this place, and those are the things that I was thinking about that are hanging in the bar. And somebody pointed out, if you see the white ghosts don't have anything tied around their neck. But if you look to the left of the picture with the black ghost ghost cape, I guess, has something tied around his neck. So somebody pointed that out. I mean, people were just pointing out all sorts of things, but this definitely was a redneck bar in a redneck town. And as I mentioned, it was not too far from where Javion was found. I think it's about a 3-minute drive. And this was the police report that we pulled up. The person who found Javion, one of them was Quentin Bullock, which, we did some research on him, and we actually, we was able to find out that he was being threatened because he was going around town telling everybody that Javion Magee was beat up when he was found. He was telling everybody around town that, but then somehow he just all of a sudden went missing. I think they locked him up for something. But also Alton Ray Patrick Jr. I think that may have been the son of the owner of the TNR's truck stop. He was also one who found. And he was found on his social media post. I don't know if it's that post is in this video, but he was found making a disparaging remark about Javion's disappearance. A few days after, and people were, just going through his page, and he kind of laughed, and he said something about the day or the day after Javion was found, he made a Facebook post like, hey, why, y'all keep an eye on your animals or something. Somebody might, do something to it. It was something to that effect in a laughing and joking manner, which didn't, if you just found a body at your location, then why would you even be making a joke like that? So that's what made, him a suspect in that picture as well. So, but there was a lot of things, the sheriff, he was very, tight-lipped, and, he was bumbling. He wasn't actually very for some reason traveled all the way down to Vance County to do this to himself. But this is a recording of that conversation, one of the conversation that I had with Sheriff Brain. Hold on real quick. But yeah, he was very adamant. Somebody actually said that he was even beat up for or by the KKK as a warning to, make sure that, nobody ever really truly found out what happened to Javion. And so this is one of the calls that I had from him or to him, which, he wasn't too happy about us, continue to investigate. Let's see. Position as a public official. And, just calling to just check a couple of things. I was looking at this police report that I received about the Javion Magee situation. And on the back of the report, it shows that the information was redacted.
That is true, sir.
Okay, I thought police reports were public information. Why were they redacted?
They are, but the information is redacted. All they is to get the basic information that the incident happened, unless you go to the courts to get a copy, sir.
Okay, but that is public information.
You got a viewing attorney or something representing someone. The family do not get a redacted copy. The family, I want to share it with you, but we do not because of the liability.
Liability. Okay. Now, so there he tells me why the back of the report was redacted. Once again, I go get police deputy J.B. Williamson listed on the report. I've yet to find a J.B. Williamson. Is there a J.B. Williamson that works for the sheriff office?
I have a Williamson that does. I'm not going to need his full name, but I do have a Williamson that works for me, sir.
No, I mean like the thing that says J.B. Williamson. I didn't find it.
He works for the sheriff office. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I didn't want his full name. So
he's one of my deputies, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay. So there, once again, I'm asking him about a deputy. He once again goes to stuttering, and I'm not going to give his name, but he's one of my deputies. Now, the reason I asked
about this conversation, I had people to call me anything but a child guard, just being rude. And I can't talk and have a conversation with people who will treat me like I'm nobody. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate you being intelligent and willing to listen to what I have to say. And I tell people when I say something, then you can draw your own conclusion. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
When we have video footage of this young man from the time he said in Vance County, where he dropped his load off at Walmart, where he took his tractor trailer and parked it at this lot that was at on Banco Mill Road. From him leaving there, going to Walmart, we got him on video, walking in Walmart, buying the rope, purchasing the rope with his credit card. We got him giving and we interviewed the man. He gave the man $228 cash every time he had. They told the man, if I have more, I'd give you more. We got video of him going to the happening right down the street from Walmart. And we checked, and they didn't have him. That's the only reason he didn't say it happened there. We got him going up a one-way street in front of the old courthouse on the tractor trailer. We got him at two places at are you familiar with Henderson at all?
Yes, I've been there a couple of times.
Oh, and Andrews Avenue, which is 39. We got him at two different locations there. Where he goes in the store and he buys some products, and nothing wrong with that. And then we got him going back to the truck yard. We got GPS readings from his trucking companies from the time he left his location until he arrived in Henderson until he shipped his truck off at 7:30. We got this is stuff we share with the family. They know this.
Stop it right there. You see how he's going down that memorized timeline, but he said something that stuck out to me at the beginning when he started explaining. We got footage of him from the time he set foot in Vance County. He said footage. I let him continue, as you see.
We didn't consider this stuff we share. We brought him in our office and our conference room. This stuff we share with the family. We showed them video of all of this. We showed them video of your son at this truck lot where he was just parked there. And him getting out of the truck and numerous times, walking to the left, walking to the right, getting back in the truck, and walking across the parking lot with a package in his hand, which we assumed was the rope. He come back, it didn't have it in his hand. He got back in his truck again, and at 7:30 p.m., the truck ignition was turned off. At the same time, we're looking at it on video because the video camera was across the street at the Shell station. We got him getting out of the truck at 7:30 at the same time as it was turned off. I must tell you, nobody never approached this young man. No vehicles ever pulled into the lot of this young man. And of course, he walks outside of the camera, and that's the last time he was ever seen, which is on a Jason lot next to the truck stop. Throughout his little short tenure here in Bass County, he was never accompanied with anyone. Nobody was never following him by foot or by vehicle. You can see his tractor trailer moving around. Nobody's following him. You can see him walking around the store, walking across the parking lot. Nobody's following him. When he got to the truck stop, it's not a truck stop, it's a service yard. When he got there, nobody came by there to meet him, greet him, and talk to him. He's by himself the whole entire time. And when we said hanging and lynching, people need to be careful that he was not lynched. He was not dangling from the tree by a rope. It was a small bush-like tree that he ran.
Is repeating pretty much the same thing verbatim that he's about to repeat now. Now I tried to cut in. I'm like, okay. Yes, sir.
The rope was back around his neck. It was not tied, and it was not a noose. And then on the tree, the rope was just thrown around the tree for him. It was not tied. There was no knot whatsoever around his neck or around the tree limb. And his body position was sitting like he was set up against the back of the tree and just sat down. And it was just enough tension on the rope to cause his death.
How do you know that not being how do you know it's just enough tension? Like, what are you talking about? Like, and he was sitting down and it was just enough tension. How do
I said it was still tension on the rope.
All right, so I got two questions.
I don't mean it was enough tension on the rope.
You hear what I'm saying? I didn't know. I did.
And the point I'm getting to, sir, there is nothing on video showing anyone approach this young man at all. This is one of the business intersections in Bass County because it's right there, Walmart distribution center and Shell station that has a grill. We have no evidence that anyone else was involved in this young man's death, Mr. Taylor.
So,
and when people put out there that I'm Uncle Tom and that I'm covering up, how can I cover up something that was made public? It was made public by the caller who called it in. We responded to it, and we immediately took his body to the state medical examiner's office. And that's another thing. When people say we deny his family, we never deny his family seeing the body. It's just because the distance, they were not here, and they never got here to the following Wednesday, Mr. Taylor.
Yes, sir. I have three questions, and then you I'll let you go because I know you're busy as well. The first question is you're claiming, or you are asserting that all of these places have footage from him going everywhere and anywhere and everywhere and anywhere, right? So why is the only footage that you release to the public is the footage from Walmart?
Because it's privilege. This information we release to the family. The family can release it and do what they want to do with it.
I understand. Listen to the question. Listen to the question I'm asking you, Sheriff. I'm saying why wasn't the Walmart video privileged? So why is the only video that you guys released to the public is the Walmart video? Why didn't you release the video from the smoke shop, from the Hampton Inn, from the truck yard when you see him walking?
Because no TV service has asked for it.
Oh, okay. So that's the only one that the TV service. Okay. So let me ask you.
Money television stations, nobody's asked for it. Once they got the video and we won't release no video until the family saw it first.
Let me ask you. So if a news article would say, okay, well let me see the footage from him walking into the Hampton Inn, would you release it? I wasn't going to release no video until the family talk first, but
to get a court order to release it.
Oh, okay. All right. So the second.
We stopped the investigation, sir. No, we're not. But everything leads, at this point.
Was it? All right. So I got to stop it right there, man, because he, it just brought back, memories of just how he just was lying and stuttering and bumbling and, all, lies. Yep. So, and I'm sorry. Tierra, we'll hopefully we'll be able to do something either tonight or tomorrow. I meant to get back with you, but it's just been so busy. I meant to really actually have just everything laid out, but there's so much information that we uncovered about this sheriff and this town and this case. Even the guy that they said he gave 100, $200 and something dollars to, turned out to be a D-rug addict, a criminal, and somebody who they just yanked off the street, in my opinion, to drive with this narrative that he seen him at the Walmart and Javion gave all of his money, and then he unalived himself. Actually, I talked to him, and he actually admitted that basically the police pretty much put him up to it. He didn't want to be involved in it. So let me let y'all hear a little bit of that conversation as well. This is the quote unquote eyewitness who Javion gave all of his money to before he did what they said he did. Just check this out real quick. I've been looking into the case of the young man that was found. They said that he gave you some money. Yeah. How much money was it that he gave you?
$228.
$220. Where he give it to you at?
Right here at Walmart now. I was just flying the sign like I always do. Oh,
you were flying the sign?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he stopped in the middle of the street and gave it to you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So how did the police know he gave it to you?
I had no idea. I guess I don't know if there's a camera down here or something. I don't know.
So you don't know how did you know that he was dead?
I mean, they just came talking to me and shit about it and then I put two and two together because I heard about a truck driver. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. You said they came and talked to you first, so they stopped you and was like, "Did you hear about the truck driver that died?"
Uh-huh.
All right. So let me just stop.
And I told him, yeah.
Oh, so they already knew he gave you some money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. About what time was it, you think?
It was probably like, it was late. I know it was late. It was probably like 6 o'clock, maybe.
About 5 or 6 o'clock. Was it dark?
Nah, it wasn't getting dark yet. It was like late though, like in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. Where was he going at?
I don't know exactly where he was going, but he took a right up out of here, That's all I know.
Oh, he took a right.
The only reason they wanted to know that, they kind of, get a timeline,
Yeah. And so so did they, where did they come talk to you at? Where was you at when they talked to you?
Right up here, because they wanted me to come in, and I was like, "No, y'all can come up in and talk to me, though,
So they called you?
Huh?
You said they called you because they wanted you to come in, so that means they talked to you.
They rode by when I was up here flying the sign, and they came and they they wanted to talk to me. They wanted to, take me up there, and I was like, well, y'all can come up here and talk to me. I don't like talking to the police, man.
Oh yeah. Cause you've been in trouble a lot, ain't you?
Yeah.
How you always get out of trouble?
How I get out of trouble? Like, all right, cause the common law robbery shit, man, like, I didn't really even have nothing to do with it, man. I was just over there, and see, my girl had stole the phone from this Mexican dude, and And like, and a week later, we went back over there. And
All right, he kind of rambling. Let me try to get to the point where he admit that the police put him up to it.
I'm do with it.
So you said like you went over there. So the Mexican dude, he was a truck driver. Let me ask you one more question.
I'll call you and talk to you some more, man. Now, like, you want me to write your number down for him?
Yeah, write my number down and get it to him. All right.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Stirring all this shit up, man. Like, and people,
What?
you know, and people gonna think shit. You know what I'm saying? That I don't want my family getting hurt over this shit. You know what I'm saying?
But what you think happened though? Cause you know that don't seem right though, right?
I know it. I mean, I know it don't seem right. I wish I knew what happened.
You say you would.
All I know is a man gave me some money. He gave me all the money out of his wallet.
So he reached in his wallet and gave you some money.
Yeah, he gave me all the money out of his wallet. Like, he just told me, he said, I don't know how much it is, but here, you can have all the money I got.
And he got out of his truck and told you that.
Yeah, he got out of the truck and walked up to me and gave it to me.
And then and what you do?
Yeah. I just took the money and he hopped back in and left. I thought he was loaded or something, you know?
You thought he was loaded like with a lot of money?
No, I thought he was loaded with money, you know?
Oh, you thought he was loaded with money. So how did the news like? All right, wait. I got one more question, and then I'm gonna let you go. How did the news people find you?
How did the what?
How did the news people find you?
I was up there trying to sign. I really didn't even want to talk to him, but I was like, fuck it, because I wanted people to know I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to hide, you know?
Yeah. So who was, last question, who was the police that came to talk to you?
It was two ladies. The detective, it was like a woman detective, and then the third one, there was the detective.
It came to you?
Mm-hmm.
3 different. One of them, you said one of them, 2 of them was lady and one of them was a dude?
Yeah.
Was he black or white?
All right. It was white guy and 2 black women.
White guy. You don't know their names. I know you've been in trouble enough. You know their names, right?
I don't know these people, these ones' names. It's been so long. Like, I think it's new people working the city. You know.
All right. So who was the dude talking to you when you were doing the interview with the news? Because it was a dude.
I don't even know their names either. They just came up talking to me. I didn't even know they were gonna put that shit on the thing. They just took a statement from me and left, and then next thing you know, they put it on there.
Oh, okay. Has anybody else came to talk to you since then?
I had one other guy that was back it was or what, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just one other guy that came and talked to me. Cause he asked me, cause some shit like that go on in our town. Like I don't even know what it's called, you know. And I don't know. I would hope not, man, because I feel really bad for his family and shit, because that boy was young as hell.
Yeah. You ain't heard nothing. You ain't heard nothing around the town? I appreciate you, Patrick.
I'll talk to you some more, man. Look, I'm a good dude, man. Take care. Be careful. I just don't want. I gotta go get my baby. I don't want to damn get hurt over this shit, man. Because damn people thinking other shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't you get a gun? You should get your mouth shut. Not goddamn got no shit like that. Yeah. You should. Police really put it on. You know what I'm saying?
So you hear at the end, he said the police really really made me do it. Really, that's what he basically saying. So, but you know, this whole scenario, you know, that they laid out to us, like Sheriff Brain was saying, where we followed him, or we had footage of him all throughout the day. You know, everywhere he went. So if you had footage of him everywhere he went, then you would probably have footage of him doing what he did. But you know, it's this case, man. Like, people still ask me about it. Like, people still call me. The lady called me the other day, and you know, started talking about it like it was yesterday. Evidently, she must have just seen the numerous videos that we done. But it was just so much, man. The corrupt police in that town. I'm not going to play, you know, too many more videos because, you know, it's just so extensive. But you know, it's just it was just so much. Even with him, let me find it. You know, just go over a little bit more. The medical examiner's office, they, you know, I talked to them. They put me on hold for a long time. You know, different people calling in. A guy actually called in and said that he saw what happened to him, and he actually said that, you know, he was actually beaten. Another man said that, you know, he seen him at the truck where he was dropping his load, and he maybe, you know, had an argument with somebody there. He was having trouble moving his truck. The most damning thing was that picture of him at night. And so if, you know, he was in police custody at night, you know, how did he end up dead the next morning? The mayor, she actually spoke out against it. She initially agreed that, you know, he could be lynched, but then, you know, she kind of backtracked. You know, Brain was reportedly beat up numerous times during that time. The homeless man, once again, was you know, was just incredible. Like, he was their star witness. And just a lot of stuff, man. A lot. I even received a couple of death threats. You know, with this case of, you know, it looks like the police or whoever was like, you know, be careful, or, you know, and I received a few text messages. But, you know, this is once again a case that still bothers me because I just feel like, you know, there wasn't enough exposure. There wasn't enough people who were interested in, you know, this case, and just people just let it kind of die down. And you know, as you know, earlier this year, they ruled that, you know, his demise was as they said it was. But you know, I'm convinced, and I know his mother and father and his family is convinced that that's not the case. So, you know, I couldn't let this day go by, you know, without, you know, remembering, you know, our dear brother, and, you know, kind of just reviewing, you know, his story, because, you know, this is something, you know, that just, you know, still kind of haunts me. I'm not gonna be honest, it still kind of haunts me because, you know, I just know in my heart that, you know, that something was done to that young man. And, you know, people, you know, kind of went with the news narrative. They had their story so tight. They had this intricate timeline of events. They had this witness. They, you know, they shut everybody up. They scared everybody. Even people would call me. And, you know, the one guy who called and said that he was beat up, you know, he somehow disappeared. And so it was just a lot of things, man, with this, man. And as I look at him, man, I just, you know, he's still a motivation though, man. You know, as far as his family, you know, they, you know, had nothing but good things to say about him. You know, he was very loved. His sister, his brother, his aunt, his grandma, you know, I had the pleasure of meeting some of his family when I went up there to the funeral. But, you know, This is, the one thing that, always, is in my mind, definitely on today, as the day got closer, it kind of snuck up on me because I really wanted to have a whole intricate presentation of everything that we've uncovered. But, we got so much going on, so many just atrocities that is done to Black people still today. They're shooting 72 and 73-year-old Black women. They're stabbing up black women. They're beating Black women. Police are still, shooting, Black men every other day. So, it's kind of hard to get all of the information out. But, this is definitely, one thing that I won't forget, and I will always keep, his name, alive and in the forefront. So, hopefully once again, by the end of the week, or, maybe tonight, we can get, his mother and father or mother, or whoever wants to come on and talk about, the anniversary of his demise and the celebration of his life. But, I thank y'all for tuning in, man. As always, y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And as always, peace and blessings.